Alright, welcome back. Exclusive. Nigerian military invade Benue community, kill over 30 villagers, set ablaze Monarch Palace 200 houses. The operation, which involved deployment of military helicopters using missile launchers, left scores of unarmed civilians dead and property said to worth billions of naira destroyed. Alright, the news in details. At least 50 unarmed civilians have been allegedly killed by military men in Tev Constitutional Local Government Area of Benue State following reports that two soldiers were missing in the community. Multiple sources told Sahara reporters on Thursday. Sahara reporters gathered that the soldiers went missing during a routine patrol in the community days after a communal crisis between towns in Koshisha and Oju local government areas. Alright, and then as it is according to reports, 3 soldiers were initially missing, but one of them was later found. It was learned that troops of the Operation OPWS on Wednesday and Thursday morning invaded the community. The operation, which involved deployment of military helicopters using missile launchers, left scores of unarmed civilians dead and property said to worth billions of naira destroyed. About 200 houses, including the palace of Tel Onaha Koko in Agidi and several cars in village which is now deserted, were set ablaze by the soldiers. Narrating the dastard act to Sahara reporters, a youth leader said, "We have lost over 50 unarmed civilians. More than 5 of my family members have been killed by the Nigerian army. There are no bandits in Shangev thieves." Alright, our military general in Makurdi is using the army to support his tribe in an age-long war over boundary demarcation. For over 3 days now, unarmed civilians have come under Nigerian military attack. Non-stop Fulani controlling the armed forces of Nigeria are assisting their numerous foot soldiers mobilized by Miyetti Allah in terrorizing the civilians. Alright, and as it is, they keep killing and destroying properties. How can you use fighter jets on armless and armless civilians? Okay, alright, and then which negotiating ransom with bandits and terrorists? Okay, and then as we talk now, most residents have deserted their homes and are taking refuge at Agbaragba. Another resident asked the government to redeploy the soldiers ravaging the community to the various highways where the Boko Haram and herdsmen are presently terrorizing and killing Nigerians. He said it's quite sad amidst insecurity in other parts of Benue. Koshisha will be targeted by security personnel. My village has been reduced to ashes for no reason. This is not a Boko Haram, alright, and there is massive destruction and killing spree going on. The aged women and children are not left out among those killed and displaced. What human sense would warrant such attack and destruction? For days now, our people have been under flames, displaced, and are massacred. Another resident said, "My grandfather's house is in ruins. I hear 2001 the army burnt my father's village and murdered my people. 20 years later, the army is burning down my mother's house. 20 years after Zaki Bian, the army has returned to Benue in the same fashion. This is not the way to go. All right, and then as it is, meanwhile, Governor Samuel Autumn has pledged to return return peace to Kashisha and Uju while briefing journalists after an expanded security council meeting with stakeholders from the two local government areas. Autumn, who reiterated the need for Benue people to support security agents deployed to end crisis in their areas. He admonished the people against attacks on security agents, which would have the situation extremely difficult to contain. He explained that as part of measures to nip the land dispute between Konshisha and Oju in the bud, it was great that the boundary be demarcated and a day was fixed for the exercise. According to the governor, a few days to the agreed date, crisis erupted again and security agents were deployed to control its escalation when the troops sent to Konshisha came under attack with two military personnel still missing. Autumn condemned the practice of some communities engaging militia to fight their neighbors. He, however, vowed that such merchants of violence would be made to face the consequences of their actions. All right, and then that has been it on this one. Okay, onto this, it has been said that exclusive Nigerian military invade Benue community, kill over 30 villagers, set ablaze Monarch Palace, 200 houses set ablaze. Wow, this is Nigeria. A lot of things, bad news on a daily basis. Well, what has been done to deserve all this? All right, and then it is said that nice one, our gallant soldiers. May God keep protecting you guys. This has been said by Abubakar Uthman as Salafi. All right, Nelson Felix, I said, well, what I have observed ever since my life on earth is that the world is truly not a place for peace. It is a world of violence, a world where the fittest survives. It is a world where the weakest are dominated by the strong, a world of absence of morality and humanity. This is what happens here in the human world. The world we have created. May the souls of those who lost their lives by these men who were entrusted with the responsibility to protect their lives rest in peace, the bosom of the supreme righteous judge. All right, and then Akinwumi is saying here that so many injustice and jungle justice in Nigeria. Why visit the sins of a few on an innocent community of people? What happened to military intelligence and rights of other citizens? When a disaster and calamity occur, it will not only touch the guilty. Okay, it will not only touch the guilty one alone, but the innocent one will also be the victim. We pray for peace to reign in our country. Umar Hassan has said that. Okay, according to Ifi Tony, he has said that, well, Benue people, very nice and hospital people. I was opportune to do my NYC there. It will not be well with those involved in this dastardly act. Okay, and then Don Ken is saying that no be new thing. Nah, they have been doing this in Southeast, but thank God for unknown gunmen. God bless Nigeria Army for this good work. Okay, this is another one coming from Abdul. All right, and then okay, a lot of comments just keep coming on in different packages, and then everybody has been given different ideas and give different comments towards this. All right, onto this one, Sarafadin Mudashiru Afolanyo is saying that, well, extrajudicial killing will only be given birth to unknown gunmen because the family and relatives of those killed will always nurse anguish and wanting to avenge the gruesome killing of their loved ones until justice, equity is strictly followed. I'm afraid killings will continue. Whenever army are on mission, they should abide by rules of engagement and be very careful innocent persons are not killed. Okay, well, Donaldson has said that, well, they went to Nsukka to do same thing. To their surprise, heavily armed ESN came out and they exchanged fire, which they lost close to 28 soldiers. The rest of the zoo soldiers ran away. Since then time, they never came back to Nsukka. Let them leave Benue and come to Imo State and try it now. All right, this is serious. Well, and as it is right now, there's been a lot of reactions coming in, but I think time will not permit me to continue on this. Meanwhile, my people, let me have more take from you on this one, and remember to subscribe for more updates. Thanks always.